During the current Blood Moon event, 4 out of 7 generators have been replaced with blood generators, which can only be filled by collecting blood cans and then manually filling those generators. Not only is this much faster than repairing a normal generator, normal slowdown perks simply don't work on these generators. Now, longtime viewers of my channel know that players certainly don't need the Run 4 slowdown perks to win, and I aim to show that off with today's 0 slowdown perk build. Forced Hesitation is the centerpiece of this build. Forced Hesitation slows all survivors around when you down another survivor. Our plan here is going to be to down one survivor and snowball that down into downing the entire team. Now, to find these survivors, we have 2 tools at our disposal. First is a Nurse's Calling, which will find survivors healing nearby. Injured survivors will often group up for a reset. With Forced Hesitation, interrupting this heal can drastically turn the entire game around and often end it on the spot. Infectious Fright is our other tool, which will make all survivors in our terror radius scream whenever we down a survivor. Not only will this help us snowball, but it's great at surprising people who are going for flashlight saves. Ancient Tactics is our final perk, revealing windows and pallets nearby, and the auras of survivors who drop those pallets. A very underrated perk, it synergizes particularly well with our killer's power. For our killer, we're playing the Nemesis. Our short-range whip is very strong at chaining together hits, and his zombies give very good passive pressure on healing survivors, which will help slow them down enough for us to get in range of Nurse's Calling. For add-ons, we've got his classic set of Liquor Tongue and Marvin's Blood. The Tongue will drastically slow freshly infected survivors to help out with chase, and Marvin's Blood will help us tear up our power much faster to speed up our early game. Fast games mean fast wins and a fast intro, so let's just get right into the gameplay. Mother's Dwelling. This is a pretty big map, so this plan probably isn't the best on it, but we'll see if we can make it work. The combination of Infectious Fright and Forced Hesitation is pretty strong, so we should be able to do some good snowballing. So let's check around. We're going to look at these blood generators. Okay, we see a survivor. He's in a little bit of a dead zone here. One of the benefits of Ancient Tactics, well, I don't know how I didn't get him here, but I should be able to get the follow-up. Benefits of Ancient Tactics is that it makes your zoning like a lot easier. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Still a tier 1 range here. Gotta get tier 3 for those easy hits. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you know, it's survivors are used to using windows of opportunity like every single game, at least some survivors. So being able to do it as killer can be a lot of fun. And there's a tier 2 right there, thanks to our Marvin's Blood. Let's see, he makes it to that window for sure. Oh, no. I don't know what his plan was right there, but we got him trapped in a corner here, so might as well get our hit in. Okay, no Infectious Fright call nearby. No screams. So let's put him up on the hook. Let's take a look around. In this mode, the first generators, actually all the generators, just kind of fly by. But if we find a survivor who's carrying around one of those blood cans, we can get a ton of blood points. So I don't really mind losing a couple extra games. But with this build, we might not have to. Okay, she does not drop it. We should be able to get her here at the window. Yeah, I see it. She's going inside. Let's see. What is she going to do? Ooh, did not juke as hard as I was expecting. One game I like to play with survivors when I play killer like Nemesis is try to just get a hang of like their movement patterns. Because you can find that different survivors, even of like similar skill levels, will play just drastically differently. I think we got her here. Nothing really she can do. Unless I totally mess up. But with Ancient Tactics, we get some great information there. that she was just running straight, so there's no point even breaking that pallet right now. It also looked like from that speed burst that she had smash hit, which is not a perk you see very often. Let's see. Back to this smoky room where I can't see a doggone thing. And she's just making good distance where she can. She's not trying very hard to loop any of these actual tiles. I'm going to loop her this way, push her back towards the area she came from. Oh yeah, she's just caught in the open here. Okay, we get our first infectious fright. There's only one survivor, and they're not super close by. We're just going to pick up. We're going to pull right in this direction. Now, I should have mentioned this earlier, but this lobby has 3 flashlights in it. So survivors are definitely going to be going for flashlight saves. Unfortunately for them, we have a very anti-flashlight build. I hear them walking around. Let's head out over here and see if we can interrupt this unhook. Okay, that's tier 3, so now we've got our full-length whip. Not quite up to hit here. Oh, she's playing this rock. I don't know what you're doing here. We've got tier 3, so there's not a huge point of whipping every second. That being said, we do have great range on it. Okay, here's somebody running probably for a flashlight save. Way too late. Let's see, where are they going? Upstairs. You can use our zombies for good information too. Just looking around and seeing if they're chasing anybody. She's not going straight for the window. I need to make a point too of just keeping everybody infected. It's a little bit inefficient, but we're going for just like pure hits. But I think it's better in the long run. It should also help keep extra pressure on survivors who feel a need to cleanse themselves. Going straight for the window there. As I'm chasing him here, I'm keeping my eye out, just seeing if there's any nurses calling action going on. He just barely got that in time. It might be a good idea to drop this chase if it runs off too much longer. I do see a survivor, or I should say a zombie chasing someone off to my left here. Let's switch targets. She's got a thing too. Get some extra bullet points right there. We see 2 auras with infectious fright. Neither of which is in a place that we have to worry about a flashlight save. We are down to 2 generators, so we gotta keep up the pressure going. Let's see, that one there is off in the corner. Okay, we see some nurses calling healing. Unfortunately, I don't think I can interrupt that upstairs. Yeah, but they're jumping down. This is very good for us. Okay. Give him a little love tap. And then we'll go put this guy up on a hook. And hopefully they're dumb enough to try to heal. Okay, we see one zombie over here putting a little bit of pressure, which is nice. Let's see if we can cut off the survivor. Okay, here. Great nurses calling info. This is like an old perk that I've been using, you know, since they added it. And it's just surprising how many people are sleeping on it. Because even nowadays, like, it's a simple effect, but you get value like almost every game. Okay, here we're going for that flashlight save. Oh, too slow. Thank you, forced hesitation. But the Fang here is now dead, and we can get right back into this chase. Ooh. Oh no, what a shame. We couldn't get in time to stop this, but we can get a couple of hits in. Yeah, I see ya. Nice pointing there. We're going to fake the pickup here, by the way. Gotta remember that this Jake is good at the jukes. Let that zombie just sit there and give a little bit of pressure. You gonna come? Yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna do it, are you? No, come on, come closer. Hard to juke when you're between two walls, isn't it? Right now with the claw down on the ground. That other survivor is gonna have to come down here and get the pickup. Otherwise this game just ends. They were up top, they're going straight for the heel here. And they don't get it in time. Oh, there we go. Good game. I'm telling you, man, you get some insane snowballing power with Infectious Fright and Forced Hesitation. Especially if you throw in a Nurse's Calling. Builds like this, people say all the time that you have to run a bunch of slowdown perks, but you gotta realize in this mode right here, games are going faster than in the normal mode. You can run this build in the normal mode and do just fine, although you will have some pretty close to the wire matches. But yeah, nice little game there, and that was fun. And you, listen, you didn't really carry your weight this round, okay? Listen, if you want a paycheck, I would expect a better performance from you next game, okay? Understand? Okay, let's see what they brought. Well, good game. Good game. I think they're maybe a little bit surprised that I'm not running a bunch of slowdown perks here. Let's just look what they brought. Nothing too crazy. A couple of just basic flashlights and flashbang. Okay, let's run it back. Greenville Square. This is definitely one of the more killer-sided maps in the game. It's a pretty small map and everything's like just in the open here. Although there are a decent amount of pallets. The trick though is you just try to stay out of the main building and try to stay out of the little fountain area on the two opposite corners of the map. You can chase early on, but just don't spend too much time there later on and you're probably going to have a pretty easy time. And I usually don't like to chase at shack, especially this early. So I'll spend a second here, see if I can get her to drop shack real quick. Might be best for me to just leave it. Yeah, you know what, let's just head back to the center. Let's take a look. Once again, I don't really care much about the two extreme generators. As long as I leave the rest here, it shouldn't be an issue. Me and my forgetting of the range. I definitely don't play Nemesis as much as I should. I ended up playing him like a ton in 2v8, and I just had an absolute blast with it. So I've been playing it a little bit more lately. Actually, fun fact, on the last day of 2v8, I was just queuing solo as killer. And I actually got in a match with Starva. He was Legion, and I had Shadow as my class equipped, which is just a terrible combo with Legion. And in the past, when I had grouped up with Legions, I always made sure I didn't have Shadow. But when I switch off of it, they would pick Shadow, and like they'd screw themselves over, right? Because when they have Shadow, they just don't have Killer Instinct, right? So I saw that it was Starva, and I looked at his profile, and it looked like the real one. So I said, I probably don't have to worry about taking off Shadow, because you're not going to put it on, right? He's like, oh, no problem, right? So I take it off, and the last second he swaps on to the Shadow. And yeah, it didn't work out too well for us. Anyway, we got Shack Pellet out of the way here. This Kate did not juice us very hard here at Shack. I'm going to go for maximum infections here too. Just to get hits in. I'm not even going to bother chasing him right here. Give this a little bit of kick since they're just itching to get this one done. Let's see, is he still here? He might still be waiting around the corner. Yeah, he's waiting right here. It's always nice when survivors stop and just let you catch up to him. Okay, looks like we just beat him here at check. He's going to run off in this direction. Gotta keep in mind that that one generator is almost done. See someone on this generator over here. I'm gonna do a quick pickup and put him right on the hook. And let's see, he's right on that one there. So we got 2 gens at least right next to each other, almost done. The 2 normal gens too, which is a little troublesome. Since there's 4 blood gens and 3 normal ones, survivors do have to do at least 1 normal generator. So we gotta make sure that they don't let them get it too easily. One of the good parts of our build too is with Infectious Fright. If someone does go for that generator, we're going to see them as soon as we down somebody else. And right here, I really don't want to chase too hard. We've got 2 gens that are almost done, and we have a hook survivor like right in the middle of them. So I'm really incentivized to just stay in this area. Which, yeah, you know, kind of sucks for them, but I'm not going to play poorly just so survivors have an easier time. It's just a really weird part of, like, Dead by Daylight culture that I've never subscribed to. Ooh, look at that range. Okay, they do get the unhook. That's okay, we got quite a few hits in the meantime. Okay, let's look around. These scratch marks went in 2 different directions. Hey, there you go. See, you just tell the zombie to listen to you, you know, pick up the slack, and they're happy to do it. That's why I hire these guys, you know. Let's head back to that generator. Okay, we got 1 person cleansing, 1 person here, 1 person who might have been on that generator. I can't hit over this start. And 1 other person who was right over there to the side. Not your smartest idea. Okay, we see 3 out of the 4. I'm going to pick them up and hook them. Now, these pallets are easy to clean up in a minute. Like before, I'm going to put them down right in between these 2 generators. And let's get them both regressing. We have to worry a little bit about the anti-camp with me sticking nearby him, but honestly, the anti-camp mechanic is so bad that I'm not really too worried about it. You really got to be like hard face camping somebody to trigger it. Ooh, I was hoping that zombie would get another hit. Well, 1 hit's more than enough. Okay, there was no infectious fright, at least not that I saw, so let's pick her up, put her up. Okay, they're going for the unhook. Well, this gen's almost done behind us, too. I'm gonna kick this, mostly because of the blood points. Let's see here. I bet you that they're gonna be probably healing back behind this main building. Yeah, here they are. Okay, he's slowed. Let's just pick her up. Put her on a hook. Second hook for the Michaela. Let's head back towards the center. We do have those, what, 3 gens about to pop? So we gotta be a little smart about how we do this. Okay, that was 1 of the 3, I believe. She is cleansed, so her infection's not really gonna do much. Oh, I don't know a world that stuns me, but sure. Ooh, I thought I could get that. Okay, let's leave her just for a second. I want to try to, if possible, lure her a little bit away from the pallet. Oh yeah, she messed up right here. Okay, we got her down. We'll leave her just for a second. She's missing skill checks over here. Last try was going for the unhook. Let's see if we can end the game right now. They are healing. Hey, you know what? Let's head back. I'm feeling too nice. Psych, we're gonna cut them off. We're gonna go over to the side. They're gonna be running straight into our arms. Oh, and back over there by the hook, it looks like the 1 survivor on the ground had Unbreakable. So we're a little punished for slugging, but that's okay. I think we're still in a pretty good spot right now. Then Michaela was going for the body block there, but I'm just going to let her run off. Something tells me she probably has Decisive Strike or something similar. Everybody's right in this area. see if we can get some value right here. I don't know what you're doing. Liquor Tongue slows her down quite dramatically. Yeah, let's just pick her up. Yeah, we have had so much pressure in this little area here. Actually, ironically enough, if we had like Surge right here, it would have been really good since it's just two normal generators. I would have just kept getting zapped over and over again. Probably one of the like really rare cases where the Slowdown perk is good in this mode. Actually, one perk I'd really like to have with this build is Sloppy Butcher. It would really tie like the whole build together, like putting that instead of Ancient Tactics. Now obviously you can't do that on Nemesis because it won't work with its tentacle. But if you're doing this build on another killer, and you certainly can do it on like most killers, that would be the thing to do if they rely on basic attacks. Okay, zombies harassing the survivor here. You see another survivor back there in the corner. I could chase him that way. It's probably a bad idea. In fact, I think she's on death look. Let's just hook her right now and get her out. Okay, let's give this a kick. Let's head back to the two generators that were pressuring the most in this corner. The one generator that were pressuring the most in this corner. Okay, she's going shack. This is already gone. Okay, we see the other two survivors. Let's leave her on the ground. It looked like he was going for a flashlight save or something. And right now we've cleared basically everything here. As you can see from Ancient Tactics, we have only just a little bit in this corner. Missing that whip was actually really bad. Let's just leave him. Oh, she was powering through that gen instead of going for the pickup? That can't have been the right call. Okay, she's down. We now see where the Jake is again. And the game ends, just like that. And the quick surrenders. So there you go. Now, like I always say, it doesn't matter if there's 5 gens left or 1 gen left, or no gens left. If the survivors are dead, it's a good game. Okay, now I was going to do like the finisher Mori. But that's a bot now, so they're just going to sit on the hook for as long as possible. Just put her up on the hook. And there, that's the build. Like I said, I'm playing it on Nemesis right now because I like Nemesis, but you can basically play this on really any killer that you like. Just be willing to swap out maybe his Ancient Tactics for a more killer-specific chase perk. Actually, if you look at this lobby, they brought 3 toolboxes, including 1 brand new part. So they were like really rocking those generators. The fact that we were able to like keep consistently interrupting them made a big difference. But yeah, good game. As I mentioned during the video, this is a simple but effective build that can be used on basically any killer. Some simple perk changes would be to swap out Ancient Tactics for either Sloppy Butcher or Surge, if you're playing a killer that relies on basic attacks. Sloppy Butcher will slow heal slightly, but more importantly will apply hemorrhage to survivors, which will cause all healing progress to quickly be lost if a heal is interrupted, which you'll be able to do quite easily with the Nurse's Calling. Surge, on the other hand, will damage all generators nearby to take damage and start to regress, which synergizes very well with Infectious Fright, as hitting 2 or 3 nearby gens with 2 or 3 Surge procs in a row is quite devastating. Now, if you swap out Nemesis for a killer that relies on special attacks, well, you wouldn't want to use Sloppy Butcher or Surge. you'll likely find that any perk that you particularly like will work well, although I recommend a good chase perk because the faster chases end, the less likely survivors will be able to make a comeback. Thanks again to everyone who has liked and subscribed, as it really helps the channel out. But as always, even if you don't, thank you for watching.